Good morning and hello, I'm Professor Code. This is the Forex Supermodel Racing Review for Sunday the 12th of June 2022. Look at yesterday's results then for Saturday the 11th. We're at Leicester on the flat at 7:15 in the evening. We had to go at three horses in that race, basically against the odds-on favourite. The odds-on favourite was number 4 Watermelon Sugar, which came second at 8-11, which was handy for us. And we basically had a cascade approach on this. We were pretty certain that this Watermelon would not win, and the only viable alternatives were these three. Number 1, which was nearly a goner, which we had 0.25 a unit on, which won at 7-2, and then the eventual third was Yazaman, which would have been our best result. We had pretty good odds on that, about 8 or 9 to 1, and the Chief Little about 6 to 1, so which came fourth at 8 to 1. So the analysis panned out pretty well. The execution was pretty good, but the result was at the lower end of expectations, because this nearly a goner, which was the lowest priced, won in the end. So that's where we are. Not bad. Could have been better, but anyway, the count's now up a little bit, plus 42.735 units in profit overall, and we'll stop it there and write up today's racing. Right, we're back. We've written up today's racing, and so racing for Sunday the 12th. We do have a filter one. This is our structural filter. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's at Doncaster on the flat, 322. It's a maiden stakes, class 5, 3-year-old plus 1 mile 3, 97 yards good. Modelled 92, so it's 1 mile 4, mile and a half. And Model 92 is the equivalent of, at 12 furlongs pretty much, is the equivalent of Kempton on the all-weather. So you're looking at that sort of pace profile. 12 furlongs Kempton on the all-weather equates pretty closely to 12 furlongs at Doncaster on the turf. So anyway, this race cuts up, it's got a weight for age £15, 3 to 4 year old plus. So you've got this is why we've got a structural filter here, and we're looking at, it carves up to three 3-year-olds really that are in the frame really. You've got this number 8 World Without Love. Now World Without Love has had 4 runs, basically on the 15th to the 10th 21, a red car, 8 furlongs good to soft, model 96. If you look, that was its first run. If you look at that horse, it's pretty underdeveloped. It's lightly framed, and it doesn't have the quality of the other two. It then came out and ran at Nottingham on the 30th, 11th, 21. So this is a 2-year-old, and it was pretty stuffed there. And then it came out on the 24th of the 4th this year, 10 furlong Weatherby. Front run. If you look at that race, it front run against a rail, easy trip, and then folded tamely at 10 furlongs. And then his final race was at Windsor on the 9th of May last month, more or less at the distance, 1 mile 3.5 furlongs, good to firm, model 92, and he's pretty one pace, that horse. So we've got rid of it, probably not good enough, so we've given that the chop. So that leaves us with 2. Leaves us with number 5, the Real Deal, and the Real Dream, not the Real Deal, the Real Dream. Then. So what do we know about the Real Dream? Well, it's had 2 runs. The 6th of the 5th, 22, Nottingham 10 furlong good, modelled 91. And that horse, the winner of that race was West Wind Blows, and that went on to be 9th in the Epsom Derby. So it's got some. It's been running with some nice horses there, and it ran on in that race in a positive manner. It then came out on the 24th of the 5th at Lingford on the all-weather 10 furlongs. And that's model 94, which is just a little bit quicker. And it was drawn 13, it had a very wide trip and a very difficult trip because of that, so it was parked right round wide on the bends and ran on quite nicely. So that horse has tremendous potential. It's got a bit of franking up through the Epsom Derby, etc. And the problem with it is it's evens. So we've used that as our break-even hedge. So we've got 0.5 of a unit on at evens to basically it's a variation on the theme of each way. So we're using another horse. So we've got that as our break-even point. And then we're leveraging into the one we really like, which is this Thundering. And what do we know about Thundering? Let's have a look. Well, that's it had its first run at Haydock at 8 furlongs, 2nd of the 9th, and it ran green, and it was just getting going, and that was at 8 furlongs, as we said. So that was a decent run, and it was gelded and had 215 days off. And then it came out of Pontefract, and the thing about Pontefract at 10 furlongs soft is it's modelled 89, quite slow, but that was a decent performance, and that shows that it'll stay. So that's the key thing there. And the 24th of the 5th, Newcastle all-weather, 10 furlongs, model 91, decent enough race on the all-weather, and decent enough performance, and that's his third run as well. So they looked after that horse because they didn't want it to be ramped up by the handicapper. Now this looks the race for it. So Thundering is the one for us, and we're using this Real Dream as our break-even hedge, and we're on at 3 to 1 at half a unit on Thundering, which is the one we expect to generate the profit. So that's where we are. We're at Doncaster on the flat 322, and we're using number 5 Real Dream as the hedge, and number 7 Thundering as the profit driver. So we'll review that tomorrow and see how it goes, and hopefully we'll get a result. So thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and goodbye.